So we're going to look at 8-3 multiplying binomials. There are a few different ways to multiply binomials, and I'm going to show you a few of those ways. So let's start by looking at number 1. It says to simplify the product, x plus 8 times x plus 4, so let's multiply them. The first method is called the box method. So each term tells you how many boxes to draw. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4. So we do a 2 by 2 box with 4 boxes in it. So up top, you would write x and 8. You could have written x and 4. That's perfectly fine. But x and 8 I'll put up top. I'll put x and 4 on the side. Again, you could have flip-flopped those, x and 4 up top and x and 8 on the side, and you would have gotten the same answer. Now we multiply these. So x times x will give you x squared. You put it in the box here. X times 8, you'll get 8x, and you put that in the box here. So then we have 4 times x, which is 4x, which goes here. And then 4 times 8 is 32, which goes here. So now the boxes are filled in. So now we need to write out everything that we have. We have x squared. Then we have 4x plus 8x plus 32. So we add up everything that's inside the boxes. Now we combine like terms. My 4x and 8x are like terms. So I add them up, 4 plus 8, and it'll give me 12x. So I'll have x squared plus 12x plus 32, and that will be my answer for number 1. So let's type it in. So I have x squared plus 12x plus 32. And that's number 1. So number 2 says to use the distributive property to multiply. So let's take a look at it. So what I'm going to need to do is take each of these and distribute it into everything over here. So I'm going to take the x here, distribute that into all 3 of these, and take the 2 and distribute that into all 3 of these. So let's do that. So first I'm going to multiply x times 3x squared. Distribute this x into everything. So x times 3x squared is going to be 3x to the third. So then we do x times 2x, and that gives you 2x squared. Then I multiply x times negative 5, and I get negative 5x. Okay, so now my first set of distributing is done. So now I'm going to take the 2 and distribute that into everything. So we have 2 times 3x squared, which is 6x squared. 2 times 2x would be 4x. And then 2 times negative 5 would be negative 10. So now we need to combine our like terms. So we have 2x squared and 6x squared being like terms, same letter and same exponent. And we have negative 5x and 4x being like terms, same letter and same exponent. So we highlight those. So we have 2x squared and 6x squared, and the negative 5x and 4x, we highlight them to identify them. So combining them, we'll have the 3x to the third, we just write that down. Then 2x squared plus 6x squared is 8x squared, and negative 5x plus 4x is negative x, and then we just write the negative 10 next to it, and then this will be my final answer. So let's type that in. So typing that in, we have 3x to the third plus 8x squared minus x minus 10. And that's number 2. So number 3, it says to simplify the product using the distributive property. So let's take a look at that. So like the last problem, I'm going to distribute this x into both the terms here, and then distribute this negative 2 into both the terms here. Okay, so that way we're using the distributive property. So multiplying x times x first, I get x squared. X times 4 is going to be 4x. Now we multiply the negative 2 into everything. Negative 2 times x is negative 2x, and negative 2 times 4 is negative 8. Now I combine my like terms. 4x and negative 2x are like terms, same letter, same exponent. So 4x plus negative 2x is going to give me 2x. So x squared plus 2x minus 8 is my answer. So typing that in, I have x squared plus 2x minus 8. And that is number 3. 4, it says to multiply them. So let's take a closer look. So let's try another box method on this one. So what I'm going to do first is write 4a minus 1 on top. Always include the sign, because if you make this a positive 1 instead of a negative 1, it will completely change my answer. Now put a and 3 on the side. Now multiplying, a times 4a is 4a squared. A times negative 1 is negative a. 4 times 3a is 12a. And 3 times negative 1 is negative 3. Now we put all these together. We have 4a squared plus 12a minus a minus 3. Now my like terms are going to be 12a and negative a. So 12a plus negative a is going to be 11a. So my answer is going to be 4a squared plus 11a minus 3. So let's type that in. We have 4a squared plus 11a minus 3. And that's number 4. Number 5 says to simplify the product using the distributive property. So let's do that. So what we're going to do is multiply 8k to both of these terms here and multiply 7 to both of these terms. So starting with the 8k times 3k would be 24k squared. Now we have 8k times negative 2, that would be negative 16k. Now we multiply the 7 into everything. So 7 times 3k is 21k, and 7 times negative 2 is going to be negative 14. Now my like terms are negative 16k and 21k. Adding them together, I'll get 24k squared plus 5k minus 14 as my answer. So let's type that in. So we have 24k squared plus 5k minus 14. And that's number 5. Number 6 says to simplify the product using the table. That's essentially box method, so let's take a look at that. So I'm going to write a minus 2 up top and a minus 6 on the side. I could flip-flop them if I wanted to. So now a times a is a squared. A times negative 2 is negative 2a. Negative 6 times a is negative 6a. Negative 6 times negative 2 is positive 12. Now putting these together, I have a squared minus 2a minus 6a plus 12. My like terms are negative 2a and negative 6a. So negative 2a plus negative 6a will be negative 8a. So my answer is going to be a squared minus 8a plus 12. So let's type that in. So a squared minus 8a plus 12. And that's number 6. Number 7 is asking you to use FOIL to multiply these. Let's take a look at what FOIL is and how to use it. Using FOIL is a way to multiply without forgetting to distribute. The trick is each letter in FOIL represents a step regarding the order in which you multiply. So like we have F representing first. That means you multiply the first terms of each binomial together. O represents outer, or the 2 outer terms in the binomials. Inner means the 2 inside terms get multiplied. Last is the last 2 terms. So this is just giving you an order to do it in so you don't forget to multiply anything. So let's try it. So the first step is first. So you multiply the first 2 terms together. So x times x is x squared. Then we multiply the outer 2 terms, which is x and negative 9, which gives you negative 9x. Then we multiply the 2 inner terms, which are 8 and x, which is 8x. And then we multiply the 2 last terms, which is negative 72. Okay, now we combine our like terms, which are negative 9x and 8x. So add them together, we will get x squared minus x minus 72 as my answer. So let's type that in. So typing it in, we have x squared minus x minus 72. That is number 7.
it is again asking us to use FOIL to multiply. So let's do that. So remember, FOIL stands for first, outer, inner, and last. So we multiply the first two terms, which are 2x and x, and we get 2x squared. Then we multiply the outer two terms, and we get 2x. Multiply the terms in the middle, negative 3 and x, and we get negative 3x. Then multiply the last two terms, which is negative 3 and 1, and we get negative 3. Number-like terms are 2x and negative 3x. Combine them, we get negative x. So my answer is going to be 2x squared minus x minus 3. So let's put that in. Putting it in, I have 2x squared minus x minus 3. And that's number 8. 9 is again asking you to find the product using the FOIL method. So let's take a look at it. So we start by multiplying the first two terms. So q times q is q squared. The outer two terms, q and negative 3, multiply the negative 3q. Multiplying the two inner terms, negative 7 and q, we get negative 7q. Multiply the last terms, negative 7 and negative 3, we get positive 21. My like terms are negative 3q and negative 7q. Combining them, negative 3q minus 7q gives you negative 10q. So q squared minus 10q plus 21 is my answer. So let's type that in. Putting that in, we have q squared minus 10q plus 21. That is number 9. Number 10, it is asking you to multiply the two binomials together. So let's do that. Now, so far, all the methods we've done can be used to solve this problem. You can use FOIL, you can use distributing without FOIL, and you can use the box method. Since we haven't done the box method in several problems, let's do another one using that. But again, you could use any of these methods to solve this. So drawing my 4x4 box, I'll put 9x minus 8 on top and 3x and 1 on the side. Again, don't forget to put the minus with the 8 because it's a negative 8. Now 3x times 9x is 27x squared. 3x times negative 8 is going to be negative 24x. 1 times 9x is 9x, and 1 times negative 8 is negative 8. So writing this out, we have 27x squared minus 24x plus 9x minus 8. Now my like terms are negative 24x plus 9x, so we combine them, and negative 24x plus 9x gives you negative 15x. So my answer will be 27x squared minus 15x minus 8. So let's type it in. So we're going to type in 27x squared minus 15x minus 8. That is number 10. Number 11, it says find the product using FOIL. So let's practice FOIL again. So remember first, outer, inner, and last. So multiplying the first terms in each 7y and 2y, we get 14y squared. The outer terms are 2y and 5, so we have 10y. Multiplying the inner terms, 1 and 7y gives you 7y, and multiplying the last two terms is 5. Now combining my like terms, I have 10y plus 7y, which is 17y. So my answer is going to be 14y squared plus 17y plus 5. So let's type that in. Typing in, we have 14y squared plus 17y plus 5. And that's number 11.